Well, good evening. Welcome back to VP4TV. We're here for another match in the VP4 2023 8-ball bar table world championship, and we've got a match that's going to take one of these players, either Cobra from the UK or Bedhead from Sweden. It's going to take them through to the one-loss side final, or the semi-final match if you want to call it that, where they will then lie in wait of the loser of the hot seat match, which is between Albinario and One Pocket Slim. Now, the good news is that that match has been scheduled. The bad news, as far as I'm concerned, is that I won't be able to get it because it's starting too late for me on Sunday night. Of course, Monday's a working day for me, so the match between Slim and Albinario, it starts at 9 PM British Summer Time, which would mean there's a possibility it could be after 10:30 or beyond before it finishes, somewhere around that time, and that's just going to be too late for me. So all I have to hope is that One Pocket Slim might stream it himself, even though he's playing in it. That way I will be able to get to see it, but I certainly won't be here for coverage of it. I'll be here to watch the start of it, but unless it went really rapidly, I won't see the finish of it. So the match we're waiting on is Cobra and Bedhead. Of course, Bedhead being the second Swede left in the tournament, and there's still that possibility of two Swedes getting to the final. The straight pool world championship, we need a quick look at that because I think there's more people signed up for it. Let's have a quick look there. We've got how many? I think it was about 19, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 19. So there's now 19 in, which means that we have 13 seats left with 3 weeks to go. So I think there's a fair bet that it would be unlikely that we don't have a full house here for this tournament. So anybody who was thinking about it, they better start making their minds up fairly soon, because you'll find that those seats will maybe disappear before you came to that decision. So that's how far the straight pool sign-ups have gone, and we're just waiting on this room going up at the top of the hour. Welcome to Dwight, Dusty Puppy. I'm glad you said it was IQ2 because I would never remember that. And once again, the chat from YouTube goes through on my main monitor, but it does not show up on Kick. Although when you're on Kick, you should be watching the live stream, and therefore just watching what's coming up my monitor, and you'll see all the chat from everywhere anyway, so that's not that important. Things like that might be ironed out in the future once Kit gets maybe a number of updates implemented, which no doubt will happen because it's running through the beta phase. Welcome to Albinario, doing a bit of a spying mission tonight. We have Cobra's been getting practice in the mornings. I've seen him online, so he's been putting in the time, and of course he just scraped through in that match against Semi-Pro. Semi-Pro was unlucky, but of course the unlucky part was it was alternate break, and Cobra had the break on the final rack, and of course he broke and run. So Albie's prediction is 9-6 for Cobra against Bedhead. Well, it's obviously a toss of the coin between these two guys, because I think Bedhead's been pretty solid at finding his way out as well. You know, Tommy, welcome to Tommy. He's calling it 9-8 to Bedhead. It could be anything like that, you know, because there's so much bad luck and good luck. There's probably more bad luck happens in this game than good luck, to be honest with you, from what we've seen. But it's very, very difficult to call. It's another one that could go all the way. It'd be surprising if somebody ran away with it. But unfortunately, it's only a race to 9, so it can be over pretty quickly. I just think I think it should have been race to 15 or something on the winner's side, race to 13 on the loser's side, something like that, a wee bit longer. But anyway, I would have probably went longer than that, but that's the way it is. You just have to play to the settings. Well, of course, Steve is now halfway up a mountain somewhere. It'll be probably, another couple of weeks before he's back. And as I said earlier, before maybe some of you guys arrived there, the hot seat match has been set between Albie and Slim. And if only Albinario and Slim had agreed a bit earlier, I could have covered it. It's too late for me, so I just have to rely on anybody or Slim if he's going to do it himself while he's playing. Not advisable, to be honest with you, but if he's going to stream it himself, that way I can get to watch it. I'll certainly be able to see the start of it, so there's no point in me starting a stream on that match when it's going to run just that bit too late past my bedtime. So here's hoping Slim can do it, although I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't, because I would rather he focused on what he has to do rather than messing about streaming. But anyway, we are almost on the top of the hour. Bedhead, I think, is he here in away mode? Yes, he is. So he's been lurking around. I haven't seen any evidence of him getting practice in. So Cobra's been doing the right thing to try and progress. Bedhead's just going to come in and do the Albinario approach and try and just wing it early on, but he might pay the price because of that. You never know. It could backfire. I always like to see players in practice, and even if they're only practicing the lag, you know, it gives you that little bit of touch for the table. So hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear, and the room is up. Let's get right in. If we can get in the room, they're probably both trying to get in at the same time. There we are. They are both in. Bedhead on the right hand side. And now Stub may well appear. So I've given my advice to them. They don't want to get well, I've just distracted them by typing that, but rather than getting involved with Stub, if he jumps in the room and starts to make an arsehole of himself, just mute him straight away and then they won't be bothered by him. He can type all he wants. Right, so the break is dry from Cobra, and combo would, well, even that combo you can't get to it really. That's a solid. It's the one ball that's over the corner pocket. How's the other solids looking? Well, he's tried to break the one ball straight away there. Now he's got another chance here, but he would need to have a load of left English off that 4 ball if he's going to get into the 1. But then the question is would he ever get out of there? Well, there's work to do to get on the 1 ball. Loads of English would allow him to try and get across that way, and well, he can pot the 1 if he was going to do that, but once again, as I say, it's getting out of there that's the issue. Two ball and 6 ball down here and the 8 ball, you've just got to drop into that gap behind the 15, which is, you know, if you don't go far enough, you might have to end up kicking that 8 ball in. But this is the major problem here. He's got the 7 middle of the table. That 1 ball, he could pot it now, but he's no guarantees coming out of there, because these 2 stripes are more than likely going to take any pace off the cue ball. And the longer that this goes on, the more of a problem it's going to be with that 1 ball. Well, I don't know that he necessarily had to try and improve the situation with the 8 ball, because he could get on it. But this is rapidly heading for failure here. 3 ball he can get, 6 ball he can get. So now, how does he get to the 1? Well, it's got to be dead weight, and he's got to find the gap anywhere here to get down onto the 1. And that's still half the battle. This might scratch. Oh, he's got there. So now, can he get out? Because that's always been the issue, that he can get himself out of there and open up these balls and see the 8 ball. And he's done it. He's done it. That was a major issue, and he's dealt with it. And so the bonus for Cobra is he's stolen Bedhead's break. And it's 1-0. So Cobra's moving right over to the left. What ball's he aiming at? Third one down, second third one down. And the 5 ball has gone in. Well, straight away I don't like where the 14 ball is. And the solids are certainly more open. Major issue being where the 8 ball is sitting. I mean, you've got 3 solids over the left side pocket. You've got the 1 ball there as well, of course, 6 ball there, which would be the one chance of improving that 8 ball. So once again, there's an issue that somehow has to be dealt with by Cobra. I don't know that this is going to do it. This is too thin a cut in the 4. He might try and go into the gap onto the short rail and come back and bump into the 8. I don't know that. See, he's beyond the 50-yard line there with that 4 ball. It's too thin. He's maybe trying to get better on it by taking the 3 instead. Well, again, I think he would have liked to have been a wee bit squarer on it. I don't know that he can get to that 8 ball off that 4. I mean, what do I know? But, you know, first glance it doesn't look that he can get to that 8 ball. Is more likely would run into the 10. Oh, this might work though. That has worked a treat. That's it's pretty good. I mean, he's got a dodgy shot being hampered slightly. Let's see what that looks like from his side. See, it's a thin cut again, but this time he's right on the line. And now it's just about controlling the pace in the cue ball. This is tricky. Now if he's going to take the 6, is he going to try and get through the gap? If he's taking the 4, he's got to jack up, I think. I mean, he could run forward and probably miss that 14, and he might bump into the 13 coming off the short rail. But if he's taking the 6, I think, is he trying to just get through the gap? Got a little bump in the 10. Now, this is where he just wants to bump into the 10 now off this 4 ball. I can't see where this is going to go wrong. He just a touch in the 4, and he doesn't. The only thing that could happen is he could skim the 10 and end up below the 8 ball on the short rail. But he really wants to run into the 10, and that'll do. And again, it's a lesson in finding your way out on a table that is not an easy run out. He had to deal with the problem again, and he got it done. And he's going to be 2-0 up. So immediate pressure on Bedhead here on his break in rack number 3. Bedhead looking at the second or third ball down as well, and he's had a ball in. 7 balls gone, and there's like 2 or 3 problems for Bedhead in this situation. You've got the 1 and 10 ball. Now obviously the 10 ball could be a combo, but I think that's all solids up the top of the table. Let's have a look. No, you've got the 15 ball in amongst those. You've got the 14 there, so there's a bit of thought in how you're going to deal with this. This is more complicated. 2 ball and 11 ball together, and again neither the two of them easy to get to and deal with. Although if you plump for the stripes, you've got the 9 and the 12 there or thereabouts to be able to get a bump on that 11. But he's contemplating the solids, and of course the solids have that problem up the table, and he's bumped to 11. So what that's done is that's left Cobra with 1 less problem to deal with. But of course he had to bump the 11 to get his 2 ball in play, and there of course is the other issue here. Now you can pot the 5 and probably get a chip on that 3 ball, but I don't know whether you can. I think he can maybe still get it if he cuts the right side of the 5, or do you want to just try and drop it dead weight, because it does go into this corner. Yep, he's done the right thing there. There's just enough room for it to go. Good evening, good afternoon to Run Out Rob. Well, this is a pressure visit, as it is going to be, having watched such a strong start from Cobra. And there's still that remaining problem on the 1 ball. Now the 2 ball would be handy if you get the right angle in the 2 to push that 2 into the side pocket and spin the cue ball down towards the 1 and the 10. Now let's have a look. Well, he's going to have to get a hold of the cue ball and hit this firm for that 2 to not only get in the side. I mean, he might end up just having to play the bank here in this one, I don't know. But this is dodgy. Yeah, I think he's taken his medicine and decided it wasn't conducive to getting a good shot on that 1 ball. So he's left the bank. And this is the painful thing about 8 ball. You leave yourself a bank. If you don't get it, you're going to lose the rack. And there you go. He's hung it. He's hung it big time. And Cobra, like a shark, is just going to feast on this table. pretty elementary, this. And suddenly, from getting himself back into the match early on here, Bedhead staring 3-0 in the face. Unless an almighty disaster befalls Cobra, which is highly unlikely. Was that your reaction to that missed bank there, Albie? Because that's taken 10 minutes to come through from YouTube. Get yourself over to Kick. It's a lot quicker. Go to Kick and search 9ball.com. You'll be able to react quicker to what you're seeing on screen. Well, it's cutthroat at this stage with the quality of player that's left in the tournament. These tables are going to get run more often than not, given the opportunity. And it's going to be hard work now for Bedhead. But don't forget though, typing on your phone. Don't forget though, the other night there, Cobra had a serious wobble against Semi-Pro. Cobra virtually the match won. And I don't know whether he let himself get distracted by Stubb arriving in the room, but he made a couple of mistakes, and that let Semi-Pro take the match all the way. And Bedhead's going to have to rely on that though. He's going to have to rely on some sort of mistake or dry breaks coming up here for Cobra. But he ain't got one there because the ball's gone in. And this table is workable as well. Let's have a quick look up top to see this pink 12 ball. There's no problem there on the pink 12. Now again, the balls have to be taken in the right order, because the pink 12, when you look at it where it's sitting, it's going to be a bit tricky to get down on it. And if you take the 13, if you take the 15, and you want the 13 as a backup ball, you can cut the 15 and try and bump the 8 just to open things up. You're more than likely still going to have a shot in the 13, and then you've got to hope that the 12 stays free. But that's yet to come. We've still got an open table. Cobra's still making his mind up. Well, he's actually had nothing on here, because I think he's blocked by the 10. That's actually ended up awkward for Cobra. He's going to take the bank on. And it's nudged in off the 1. Oh, a little bit of running there for Cobra. But it did make the pocket bigger. Well, Cobra's now got that 12 ball to deal with. And that's, as I say, it has to be done the right way. Now, I would say the safest bet is to maybe try and take that 15 and give yourself a chance by having that ball still in the top rail there. Well, he went for the cut on the side. He's made the mistake. And the mistake is he's got the 8 ball free. And this table now for Bedhead has to be run out. He has to take it out because all his balls are on. There is not a problem. That 7 ball goes past the 11. The big problem, I should say there is a problem, the big problem is a 3 ball in front of that 10. And so Bedhead should be already scratching his head, trying to work out a way where he can leave something to get a nudge on this 3 ball. Oh, big mistake there. don't think there might be much doubt that Cobra will play the combo, the 10 onto the 7 onto the 11. But the cue ball's running loose, that's an issue. Watch this cue ball where it ends up. And oh, that 8 ball nearly went in. And the other problem now is that the 7 ball's blocking the pocket. So he had no idea where the cue ball was really going to end up or what it was going to collide into, but he's now in trouble himself. And suddenly Bedhead's become favourite at the moment. Now what did he call there? He's called the 10 ball. Now he didn't call safe, did he? He called the 10. Well, that's opened up the pocket, but now that 3 ball, let's have a look at that. See, that 3 ball's too tight. You can get the 1 ball down the rail and get on the 3 as far as Bedhead's concerned. That this 4 ball just looks awkward where it's sat. See, that's far too shallow an angle to try and drop that in dead weight. I mean, it will go, but that point is close to interfering if you're dropping it dead weight. He's gone for the cut. Well, he's going to have to go 2 rails and try and maybe bump into the 10 if he can to get on this 3 ball. Well, I mean, it's tight. I would have thought it'd have been better trying to go 2 rails if he was still playing for the 3 ball. He's looking at, maybe he was playing for the 5, but I think he's lost his chance to get good on that 3. He's lost his chance to get good on the 3. This will still cut, but it's got to go in off that jaw. There's room there to do it, but at this angle, you're so easy to catch the 15. Good evening to Chimpy. I think he should have went 2 rails there to try and bump into the 10. And he's trying to get even better on the 3, and that's far better. That is much, much better. Now he's good to go. And of course the 8 ball's right over the corner pocket. And a sigh of relief for Bedhead to get himself off the mark. And the little bonus is it's his break, which again he's got to follow up. Must follow up to get into this match. Well, the ball is gone, and well, he might have to take the stripes here. Problem is the 8 ball where it sat, because it's obviously being blocked. So the 13 ball you can get to, that's not a problem. 12 ball you can get to, 10 ball you can get to, that 9 goes in, the 14 goes in. This is the problem. Now, if he was good enough on that 10 ball, he could have tried bumping the 8 ball straight away, but he's actually too straight in the 10. So he's got that in the back of his mind right at the start of this visit, and he doesn't like the stripes for that reason. Now the solids are you know, they're just as good, but the 4 ball doesn't go unless you take the 7 and just stop straight away for the 4. So that's what he'll be doing. And then of course you need to open, get rid of the 3 to open the path for the 8. So this is easily doable for a player of Bedhead standard. Yeah, I was just telling the guys there in case Numpty arrives, but they're going to have to be quick. They would need to be in the room. Oh, that's a disaster for Bedhead. That is a big fail. I mean, a wide open table, and that mistake is going to be seriously costly. Yeah, by the time you call Simon and he arrives, Stubbs done all his annoying stuff. I don't know who's in the lobby anyway. I don't know whether there is an admin there, but there's certainly none in the room. Let me have a quick look. Well, Simon's there. There's nobody else there though. Well, he's in the lobby. Whether he's there or not, it's a different matter. But Bedhead has just shot himself right in the foot there. That was a golden opportunity to get back into this match, and that's a huge, huge mistake. You know, these pockets are generous enough, and to miss a basic pot is a big fail. And Cobra will stretch the lead again here. Well, see, your comments are coming through too late from YouTube here, Pig. You need to get yourself over to Kick. Go to Kick and just search for 9ball.com. You will see it a lot quicker, and your comment will come through a lot quicker because you can see how big a delay it is from YouTube. Yeah, he's definitely well behind in the stream. YouTube is woefully slow in comparison to this Kick business. Get yourself in there. Only take you 2 minutes to go to Google and just type Kick and jump in to the channel. You've got barely a 2-second delay from what I'm seeing to what you're going to see in the live stream. It's faster than Twitch, keep telling you. Well, this is something that Bedhead has got to be slapping himself around the back of the head with what he's done here, because that's a major disaster. And of course Cobra's now breaking in the worst possible scenario here, as he's going to break and run again. And Bedhead's now gasping for air, trying to stay afloat here, and I think he's got the first bit of help with a dry break, but he's got a table where there are issues as usual. You've got 2 problems on the table, maybe one not quite as much of a problem. Well, it's still dodgy to get to that 13 ball, so there's 2 problems here on solids, stripes, sorry. Now what did he pot there? Did he pot a solid? Yeah, and of course the other problem is he needs to get fairly tight on the rail to get to that 1 ball. But he has a chance from the 6 ball, if he gets the right angle on it, to maybe nudge something. So again, this is not a gimme, this rack. And he might want to try and do something. He could do something right now off that 5 ball. He's not looking at it, but if that was me, I'd be concerned about the 1 ball, because it's a tight space you've got to get into to get on that 1 ball. And well, Twitch, there's quite a few guys moving over from Twitch. I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube about guys complaining about some of the rules and regulations that Twitch are now bringing in, restrictions and stuff. They're looking for a lot more exclusivity on people's channels, I think, and Well, he's got on the one, I'll give him that, and they're not happy with that, and a lot of them are moving over to kick. But the other thing about kick is it's only in beta phase, but it is the turnaround on kick is the best I've seen in terms of what I'm watching now in the room. Right, I'm going to count when he hits this cue ball. If he ever hits it. 1, 2. Now, just as I got 2, he's hit the ball on the live stream. It's barely 2 seconds. That's why you should be watching it on kick. Because short of you jumping into the room, you're seeing it almost the same time as me. Well, Bedhead had to get himself out. He's back to within 2, and he's got the break. And he's got a ball. Now he needs to keep the cue ball on the table. He's got another ball. And this table is pretty good here. He may well go for the solids, because if you look up top, you've got 2 solids top left, 7 and 3, easy combo. You've got all the other solids out in the open. But the major problem, and there's still a major problem, is those 2 balls up in the top left. He has to get the combo, but he has to leave a shot on either the 3 or the 7. Well, it's more than likely going to be the 7, in order to still get back behind that 8 ball, because it obviously won't go in the right hand pocket. So there is problems. Now, of course, it's still an open table. He's not made his mind up yet, and that might be why he'll take the stripes. Because the 8 ball will cleanly go past the 3 ball up in the top left. But having said that, that leaves him 2 problem balls to the right side of the 8 ball. Well, that's exactly it here, Pig. Your chat comes through 30 seconds after we've all seen it. Well, he's looking at the 13. Well, that 13 does go, and it's a big pocket with the 3 ball there. Now he's checked it, and has he gone too far? Now it's a bit fiddly because he's offline. This is where you don't want to push this and take too much of a chunk of that 3 ball if you're going to hit it. I mean, you don't want to... See, this is why you end up hitting the 8 ball doing this. And he's got it in clean. So, all is looking good here for Bedhead's survival, if he can get this done, and he should do it. This is just gentle enough to keep the 10 ball there. Now, has he finished dead straight? Well, he could use the rail and just catch the 10 so he can spin up a bit for the 8. Yeah, he just played the stunt. Well, it was a good table that had to be done, of course, in the right order to get your way out. And Bedhead has managed to do it, so now he's back to within 1. And Cobra has got a couple of balls in the break. And there is yet another issue if you're looking at solids. If you're looking at stripes, then you've got the 14 ball over the corner pocket. You've got the 15 ball where you can get to it, but you want to be getting to it from here rather than interfering with the 8 ball. Let's see what he decides. You know, if he takes the 2 right now, he can clearly bump into the 6 and the 1 to open them up. I mean, that's simple enough to do. but he's got one isolated ball if he does that. Well, he's taking the solids, and this is going to be dodgy. He has to deal with that 4 ball pretty much immediately when he pots this 7, and this is a dead weight dink into the side to get in behind the 4, because it's not going anywhere else unless he comes in and out behind it for it up into this corner. This has just got to be dead weight. Good evening to Mark. So Cobra's on the solids, and he's looking around and looking around. I'm surprised that he's not. I mean, you could play this with left English and check the rail and come out and still play the 4 up the table. And now he's in more trouble. And it's going pear-shaped rapidly here for Cobra. I mean, he can get to the 2. But, well, I say he can get to the 2. He's going to have to do that off the 1 right now. And he's suddenly sort of lost interest there. I think he lost the notion of actually running out. Went for the thin cut, missed the thin cut. And he might get away with this though, because you know, you look at this setup here. You've got the 11 ball that's a problem, and you've got all your remaining strikes up this end of the table. And I think Bedhead's got to duck here if he can. He's trying to spin in behind the 8 and 15 here. Get this 12 as thin as he can with a little bit of English. He doesn't want to get through the gap though. And what's more, that's a fail. He's left a 1 ball on. He's left a 1. Well, Cobra's got off the hook there. And now he's just dropping down below this 2 ball. And then this is then going to send. It's going to send that 6 ball probably into the rail and onto the 4 by the look of it. Well, he's hit it soft, and that's put the 4 ball even worse. And yes, of course, the 8 ball is blocked, but I mean, you could try and get yourself down into that short side of the 8, but not from this position you can't. I think if he's going to do anything with this 4 ball, I think he's got to play it. He's got to play the 6 ball off the edge of the 4, so that he just brushes it and it still goes in, and that way he might nudge the 4 out. Because where that's at, Steve will say that'll go in, but I mean, you've got to be really, really good to get onto that. I think he's got to bump it, but if he gets it too thick, he'll miss the 6. Yeah, if you're talking about this corner here, Albie, can he get down on the short side? Well, he's got the little nudge in the 4, and that's worked out nice. But this is the ball that he would have wanted to been able to try and get down on the short side of the 8. He's still got the 7 to deal with. Well, if he can get himself inside the 8 ball or outside the, not the 8 ball, the 7 ball, right? He's outside the 8 ball, the 7 ball, but he's dead straight. He's dead straight on it. Oh, he could try pinching a bit here and he could try pinching a bit and stunning it across. I don't know if he's got away with it. He's going the other way, he's cutting up top and spinning it over. And this looks good. That's as good as you could expect. And he's just got to watch how he catches the 15 here. I think he's going to catch the 15 too thick for the cue ball to scratch. I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to brush it and scratch. I think it's going to be too thick. Yeah, you see what I mean? And the commentator's eye called it, but not only that, he's missed the 8. And Bedhead now has a welcome to the party here to square the match. So the little mistakes are there from Cobra to give encouragement to Bedhead. And he's simply got to get himself out here. How can he fail here? Well, he just wants to slow up here. See, this is now in this. You've just got to go across the table for the 10 into the same pocket. Maybe, I don't know whether he wants to put a bit of right on it just to make sure it's coming across nice and square and doesn't leak away. Yeah, he's coming across square, and that will do. So, it was doom and gloom 10 minutes ago, but now we're back to square one, and I'm sure Bedhead's relieved. He's been allowed that opportunity to get back in it, and he's taken it. And Cobra will be kicking himself this time, because now Bedhead's breaking for the lead. Second, look at first and second this time. He's gone higher up the rack, and he's got a result. He's got balls in the break. What, how many went there? 2 have gone, and now the decision is where do you go next? So, well, he can't get to the 5, and if you're going to take the solids, you're going to have to come out and possibly play a combo. I mean, he could play a combo with the 12 onto the 5, but does he want to leave that ball block in the pocket? No, I'm not in Discord. I don't have it booted up if I know that Steve's not coming. It just uses extra resources. Well, what did he take there? Oh, he's on stripes. Well, I don't know that that's going to work out good. Oh no, that's no good. That is not good. Well, it's not good from the point of view that, you know, you've got all those stripes gathered there at that top end of the table, and the 5 ball's a major player there. I can't quite work out his logic there. And he's got a bump, but it's a double kiss, and now this is going to go funny. Now I think he has to think about stopping pot and balls. Well, that's worked. He's got the draw, got rid of the 5. Well, now, I mean, this is just a little jab. Now drop that 11 in, miss the 8 ball that way, come back up and bump the 6. Looks like the order of the day. I'd be putting a wee bit of right on it just to make sure. I wouldn't want to run into the 8 ball. Needs to get up and bump the 6. Oh, he's left it short. He's left it in that awkward bit. Good evening to Darren. But in goes the 8, and for the first time that I can remember in the match, suddenly we've got a new leader, and it's Bedhead, 5 racks to 4 in front. And Cobra's break, I'm sure I heard something going in. Well, something definitely went in there. A couple of balls have gone. And I think he's got to go. He's got to go stripes. He's got to take the 11. I think because the 14 and the 12, the pink 12 there, there's not an issue with them. And you've got the 11 ball where you could possibly get right on the 9 straight away here and deal with that. Because the 9 ball is a problem. Yeah, I was trying to remember who that was. Well, welcome to Vertical Liquid. Well, he's the wrong side of the 9. Now he's interfering with other balls that he doesn't want to. And not really 100% certain how this will come out. I mean, he's going to obviously run into the 4. But is he going to still have a shot in a ball? Because this cue ball could leak away down below here. It could leak away down here, and then he's got an awkward cut. Would you believe it? He's missed the 9. How did the 9 not go in? Look at that. But I think he's come up smelling the roses here, because I'm sure Cobra can't see the 1 ball. No, he can't see the 1 ball. But he can't see it to pot it, I don't think. Can he? Can he get through there? Is that going to go clean past the 7? It looks way too tight to my eyes. And I think Cobra's trying to convince himself that he can get it. Is he playing this off the 2? I think that's what he's going for. He's going for the big pocket. 1 onto the 2, into the corner pocket. Needs to catch it right side and finish. And that's absolutely perfect. Perfect line on how he played that shot there. That was well done. Oh, now Cobra will be desperate to drive home the punishment here on Bedhead's mistake on that 9 ball. We need to have a quick look at this 5 ball and convince ourselves that that 5 ball goes comfortably past the 14, and it does if you're cheating it to the rail, but you've got to hit it at a nice pace for that 5 to go in. And I don't think he's got out far enough. I think that's what he was trying to do. Yep, the semi-pro wiggle tells you he was trying to get out to here to just nudge that 5 in. Oh, have I? Oh, it's Bedhead. See what happens when I'm just concentrating on the table. I'm concentrating on the table, I'm not concentrating on the players. I get excited. Whose break was it in that rack? What's the wee dot? It was Cobra's break. No, the excuse is it's rapidly approaching my bedtime again. The brain starts to go downhill rapidly. Well, Bedhead's the one with the problem on the 5 ball. Now where he is right now, he can take that 5 ball. He's pretty much guaranteed he's going to have a shot. But he's got to hit that sweet. I mean, why he's looking around and looking around, I don't know. Is he ever going to get as good on the 5 again? I don't know. Now this is going to have to be tight. If it catches that 14, it's just going to bump straight onto the rail. He's got to go to the rail. Yeah, like that. And that was the problem. It was too tight. But what he has done is he's bumped the 14 into an awkward spot, which has now immediately created an issue for Cobra, who might be resolving it with a bank. Calling the, well, I think he's got to. I think he's got no shot anywhere else, so he's got to call the bank. Oh, this could be a big rack. This could be a huge rack. It's make or break for Cobra here with this shot. And he's played it sweet. And in it goes. And now he can just get rid of the 12. Come out into the table for that 9. And hopefully he'll have an angle that'll get him good. Well, he's going to take the 10 now. He's got good in the 10. There's no doubt of that. Well, it still could go all the way this match. And it's looking very likely we've got a tied ball game, and the break goes back to Cobra, Bedhead. Slim, are you on? You're on kick, but for some reason your chat hasn't come through yet. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's further up. It's the YouTube chat that's not come through. You're further up. I've got a question for you, Slim. Are you going to stream your match at the weekend? Because I can't do it because it's too late for me. Or are you going to fully focus on your match rather than messing about with the streaming? Oh dear. Major disaster for Bedhead. Scratching the break. Well, that could be costly as well. Anyway, welcome to Slim. Good luck in your match. I'll see the start of it, but I won't see the end of it. So ball in hand in the kitchen for Cobra. No problem with the solids into the side pocket. And Cobra's going to be in the lead here. Again, he's got to be thinking it'll be a major fail if he can't get out, because there's not a problem in the table. He's on the stripes, they're all there, and you know, this is a little practice setup that he's got here. And this is where the penalty of scratching in the break can be so severe, especially when it's on your break. And Cobra just got it back to all square, and then Cobra, assuming he runs out here, he's going to be breaking for a 2-rack lead possibly, and running out of racks. Well, I'll go back to what I said at the very start prior to the match. Cobra's the one that I've been off the last 2 days, and Cobra's the one that's been getting the practice in. If Bedhead's been getting any practice, then it's offline. I've not seen him in the lobby or in a room practicing, and I still maintain that that's one way of things backfiring on you if you're not putting in that bit of table time. Well, if Hairpig's around on Sunday, Hairpig might join you in the commentary. In fact, that might be a better idea. What might be a better idea? Now, I'm only suggesting it. I'm suggesting that you do the live stream, and if Hairpig's around, get him in, and then you can just do the playing, and Hairpig can do the commentary. because that way you're not distracting yourself worrying about whether it's streaming good and all that crap. That's a bit of tactical advice. I think that's good advice. So, Bedhead, I thought it was Cobra's break, so he's come up dry. Well, that's another bonus for Bedhead. But again, this table has issues, especially if he's taking the solids. The one ball's going nowhere. It's blocked off. Now, well, this 6 ball is going to be awkward to get to, and then how does he get on a ball that's going to get that 1 ball out? All his other balls are up this end. He's in trouble here. He's in trouble. If that pink 12 ball wasn't there, he was fine. Ah, here pig's not going to be there. Well, you're all on your own, Slim. Good luck. But at least I get to see it. Well, I don't know that he's gone far enough. I can see his idea. I think that was maybe the idea, was getting himself, and even then that looks too awkward. Oh, he's in dire straits here unless he can get really tight on that 6 ball, and now he's nowhere. Now he's dead in the water. Well, he's not even got an easy route here to duck and dive. And what's more, Cobra's got a ball that can get these 2 balls free. Is he? I don't know that that'll bank. There's not enough room, I don't think. He hasn't called it. No. Oh, welcome to Napnicker. Ah, you can get in the commentary. Now, well, Cobra can't pot his 14. His 11 ball is awkward, and that's all he's really got. So this might be just manoeuvring. I think that might be what it'll be, just manoeuvring something. Maybe trying to drop himself onto the 1 ball here, I don't know, but it's not a big pocket where the 15's sitting, because it's past the pocket. You know, he was trying to nail the cue ball onto that 1, he didn't quite get there. Now what's more, that if Bedhead fancies it, he can cut that 1. I don't know that he's going to get himself out clean. I think he'll miss the 11, but I'm thinking where the cue ball's going to end up. He's going to be running loose if he ends up somewhere where he can cut the 6. And that, of course, is the major stumbling block in Bedhead. Sorry, not Bedhead. Well, it is, in terms of getting the 8 ball. Well, he's got to bite the bullet here. I don't know that he's actually playing a pot here. Doesn't look like it, the line he's taking. Well, that might have just been suicide, because all he's done is opened up the 14 ball. And I say it might be suicide because you've still got this 10 ball situation to break these two balls out. And Cobra is going to have a go right now. That's another fatal error by Bedhead. I don't know that that's worked. Can he drop the 15 in off the jaw? I think he can. I think he can tweak and catch the 15 enough for it to drop in. I think he can do that. And he's having a good look at it. I'm pretty certain he can get that in off the jaw. I mean, there looks a fair chunk of the 15 that he can get to get it in. Yeah. So 12 ball, he might jack up just to make sure he's going to get a good bump on that 6. Yeah. Right, well, that is a big error in safety from Bedhead, and it's going to be Cobra with a 2-rack lead on his break, it has to be said, and it'll take him to within touching distance of that semi-final match, or the one-loss side final. What do you guys call that in the States? Let me get the right terminology. Hairpig's still there. You tell me when it's the second last match on the one-loss side to get to that final. Do you call it the semi-final match, or do you call it the one-loss side final? I've always called it the one-loss side final, and then I've started calling it the semi-final match. So what's the right term for it? Or isn't there a right term? Well, Bedhead is under extreme pressure now to deliver, and he's also needing some generosity from Cobra. And something has dropped in. Something has gone. 14 ball, was it? So that's a stripe off the table. We've got the 13 over the bottom right hand corner. You've got a 10 ball where he can play the combo. The 10 ball is the one problem ball at that side of the table, which is easily dealt with by playing the combo, but the 10 ball could leak away. He's still got the 12 there and the 15, so there shouldn't be a problem down this end. The problem's up here. That 9 ball's not going anywhere there if he's taking the stripes. If he's taking the solids, he's got that problem there, and he's got this problem here. Now, this is a toss of a coin as to what way you go, because either way you've got issues to resolve. The loser's final or semi-final will be fine. Yeah, I'm just wondering if if I've ever got the right terminology at all of that. The loser's final. Or I prefer calling it semi-final to be exact, because you've still got that other match to play, so it is essentially like a semi-final match. Well, Bedhead has gone solids. He's had a nudge. The 1 ball where it's sitting again is extremely dodgy to get on, because there is room, but you've got to drop dead weight to get on it. The 2 ball, well, that 2 ball is really not going up the table, because you're having to send it to the rail, and I don't think it's going to stay there. There's no way that's going up the table. And that's a great shot to get on the 1. Now, has he had a good look at this 2-ball? I'm not convinced you can do anything with that 2-ball. And the only proof is in witnessing it, because that 10-ball is too much interference on the 2. He's looking and looking at it, because he's obviously looking to play the little combo up the rail. But with the best will in the world, if you look at that line with the 10-ball there, and you see how much the 2-ball's got to go to the rail, it's extremely tight. Well, what the hell happened here? What have I missed there? What the hell did he do there? Well, Bedhead won't be caring. I wish I hadn't been zoomed in there to find out what he did. Did he not get a ball to rail or something? My bad. Yeah, more than likely. Right, so all that's left is what, the 6 and the 3, 8 balls wide open. But the break goes back to Cobra. I think these matches are too short. You know, I've said it. I mean, it's a race to, what, 9 on the one loss side. I think it should have been at least a race to 13 on the one loss side, and the winner's side should have been like a race to, I don't know, 15 or a race to 17 on a bar table. I think it should have been. Anyway, you've just got to deal with what you've got in front of you, and Cobra is leading by 1, and I think that he's come up dry, and straight away again Bedhead's come to the table with a decision that could be all the easier because of those 2 stripes in the right hand rail. He's got the 1 ball that's available to cut. The cue ball would come across, maybe bump the 11, and he's on the 3 or the 5. However, if he bumps the 11, he may well be good on that 7, which is hiding behind the 12, and get rid of the 7 into the side. Let's have a look. I think that's what he should be trying, a sort of 2-in-1 shot. He's missed the kiss in the 11. That's what he probably played for. Now, how is he? Oh, he's still good in the other pocket, I think. He's still good in the other pocket. That'll work as well. I never even thought about that. So this could work out very nice. I mean, 2 ball cleanly goes past the 9. He's got everything on. And he's looking around at where he's going next, because the 7's going in, and he wants to be able to take that 3 ball clean, where he's not necessarily interfering with the 5. I think he can draw out clean, try and get to the 11 or something like that. Well, he's just gone a gentle jabby draw. Is he a bit straight though? Oh, he's absolutely straight. He's just going to have to leave this 6 ball. Now you can get out into the table and onto the 2, but you know what Steve goes on about, these balls extended from the side pocket. That's going to be his last ball to get onto the 8, I think. unless he takes the 2 and comes out into the middle of the table for that 4 ball. He's got either or. Depending where the cue ball finishes will depend on what one he goes for. Well, I think it's going to have to be the 6. Now, is it 2 rails? No, it's gentle. And, well, he could just roll through gentle and leave the cutting 8 into the left side pocket. Doesn't want to roll too far. Get loads of room though. And he's fine. Well, this match is now turned again because it's 7 apiece with Bedhead breaking. Race to 9. It's anybody's now. Oh, I think that's dry. Is the 6 going to get there? No. And the 13 hasn't either. And this table is all for being run out. Bedhead's resigned to be fighting for his life here because Cobra's going to run this out. Look at the table. Where's the problem on the table? Somebody point that out to me. There isn't one. He can play a combo here if he wants to get rid of the 13, play the 2 onto it, could play the 10 onto it. This is all over this rack. Absolutely no doubt about it. I would fancy my chances running this out. So, we've got Cobra on the solids, trying to get nice on the 2 and he's fell short. He could play the cut, no problem. But the cue ball's just sort of leaking away. Looking at the cut, he may well run into that 1 ball. It depends how much of the 2 ball he's taken, because you can take a wee bit thinner or a wee bit thicker, it'll still bound to be knocking the 6 ball in. But where's the cue ball ending up? That's maybe why he's not quite as interested on playing the combo. I mean, he can take the 4 and the 3 up there, but I think he's made his mind up. He's making sure he's not running into the 1. That's the one priority he had there. Well, both the balls will get in now. How is he sitting now? And he's okay. He's okay. Oh, I think it was a toss of a coin, Larry. Well, it's how you see it. I mean, when you look at a table like that, I mean, I looked at the table and I thought, you know, this is good either way you go. Well, a vital rack for Cobra. What's more, it's on Bedhead's break, and this could be the match decider. It really could. Well, it'll only ever go wrong if he hooks himself behind the 11 or something daft. And he's well away from that. In fact, he was too well away from it. He could have ended up hooking himself behind the 14, but he's fine. And breaking for the match. Well, Bedhead's made a couple of mistakes too many. Well, he's got a ball in, got another ball in, got another ball in. I think all the solids have gone there, have they? I think there's at least 3 got in. 1, 2, 3, 4 balls have gone in. Now, solids, you've got the 5 next to the 8, which is fine. 3 ball right in the middle of the table. Oh, now if you take the 1 ball up the rail, you've got to watch the point on that middle pocket, but he's out onto the 4 and he's won the match if he gets it. That's the danger of that shot. He's got the 4 ball, which is, you know, if he goes forward, he's running into the 15. He's got to take the 1 and he's got to watch that middle pocket. And he's got to watch he doesn't catch the 12 and get into the middle by mistake, because that's a miscall, because he's playing it up top. Yeah, he's scared of the middle knuckle, and he should be scared of that 12 ball as well, because he's going to try and avoid the middle knuckle by taking a bit more of the table. And that's the danger. Well, Bedhead is trying the mind games. He's saying it's not big at all. Well, he's took the 4, and well, he's looking to leave the long cut. Well, this is going to be a drop in 1 ball if he leaves the long cut, so he can leave the cut and the 8 ball up table. That's how it's going to be. But he's going to nudge into this 8 ball, and that's all gone pear shaped. He's going to have to play a good one to get on the 3, to get on the 8. Oh, I forgot about the 1. Well, this is dodgy as well. Well, that 14 ball might save him for the scratch. Yep, that was like a guard ball there. And it's the Bedhead cut for the match. But it's by Cobra. And he's got to get this. Well, he's got enough room off the rail, but he's got to get the pace in it. Well, Bedhead hasn't lost this match for any other reason than unforced errors, and that's what's cost him the match. Definitely. So Cobra is through by 9 racks to 7. Somebody must have called that. But Cobra's through. He survived again. We'll look at the bracket, and we'll see. Well, it's never good news for one pocket slimmer Albinario. Whatever happens in their hot seat match, you're going to have to deal with Cobra. Let's have a look at the stats, see how that looks. Now, how long? That was what, like an hour and a quarter, that match. That moved along fairly rapidly. There's Cobra and Bedhead. Let's see what we can spot in this lot. Break stats. Oh, they've played each other twice, haven't they? No, that's a bit confusing. Yeah, they've played each other twice. I forgot about that. But mind you, if you look at it, look at the average balls made over the 2 matches. There's like absolutely even, isn't it? Or am I seeing it wrong? Yeah, 1.22222222. Runouts from the break though. Bedhead had 6. But there's one way he's lost it. He's had three scratches in the break. Bedhead, Cobra didn't have any. And racks run, Cobra had 10. That doesn't really tell you an awful lot. The fact that it was, but over 2 matches, interesting. They were both the same as far as average balls made. Bedhead actually made more runouts over the two meetings together. So that is that. So it's good luck to Albinario and One Pocket Slim at the weekend. As I said, I'll be there to see the start of it, but I won't see the finish of it, just because it's starting that hour and a half too late for me. So I'll catch up when I get home on the Monday. Right, so all that remains now is to say thanks for watching. Thanks to the guys on YouTube and those who were with us on Kick. And hopefully Kick is going to survive, and they'll add more features to it. It might be good and bad, I don't know, but I'll stick with it and see how it goes for the foreseeable future. So till we meet again, hopefully it'll be in the semi-final match, whoever that might be. I will bid you good night, and thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and see you again soon.